wholeness, and I'm on a timer. So this is a perspective perspective reading, entitled the Parasitic You, as in the parasitic universe, but it's a duality to it. A lot of us have the perspective that the universe is merely you in reflection. So you have what you perceive to be going on, the universal experience, and then you have the experiencer itself, which is you. So this will be a duality reading, kind of like want to figure out where the energy is going in the sense of the parasitic you, where you hear me tell you the thoughts are running the show, and as long as the thought has the inclination of experience as an end game, it will do whatever it desires to keep on producing the experiences to make that get to the end. But if you've been following me, the whole problem with the end is there is no ending. It keeps going on. As long as there's energy to be applied, the ending is merely another chance to begin again. That is the vicious cycle called death, which is essentially life. When you get to the end, there's an opportunity to do more. So the parasitic you will we stepped into Virgo season, so we'll use signs. Sometimes I always tell you all these signs and numbers and stuff, they are systems of separation. That does not mean that they don't have a validity to your experience. It just means that once you get ready to stop playing in separation, you cannot use the components of separation to verify your wholeness. But you got to start somewhere. Or you'll end up in the parasitic you everywhere. So again, from my perspective, the parasitic you is really just the inclination of one thought that means to play out all possibilities of experience in the infinite fashions called choice. So in that sense, it really does become a parasite, because once you think of it in the sense of addiction, or really in the sense of a parasite in general, if you know anything about body parasites, once you give it a safe ground to keep on holding space, it's not going to let go for free. Such is the nature of thoughts. I mean, there's plenty of people out here who are cyclic thinkers and overthinkers, or people who have been inundated to a point to where they now operate from multiple personality disorders, schizophrenia, things on them level. You hear me call it cosmic schizophrenia, cosmic psychosis. It's where your mind is already running in 9 billion different directions, and you're just trying to make sense of which one of those 9 billion will keep you safe. But that's already an inundated environment, and you're only responsive to the parasites. So 13 paths on the parasitic you. And because we are in Virgo, actually it'll be 14, because like I tell you, each sign has a meaning in the whole story. Virgo for me is what you hear me call Bambi. It's a recycle point. I made it to the end, kind of like what I just got through saying. I made it to the end, but now there's still more for me to do. The issue with most Virgos is they bring the traumas with them. They bring the traumas with them because they want to make sure that the traumas never appear again. Think about what I just said. If you carry your traumas with you, trying to make sure that you don't run back into the traumas are already with you. And your responses, your emotions, your choices are already going to be trauma-based. But most people won't admit it, because that will mean they have to do some work on letting go of the energy, and ego ain't trying to have that shit. So the Virgo effect on the parasitic you, where this is just one experience of a thought trying to make it through everything. Oops. The created trick. You give birth to your own traumas. The issue with this, speaking from a mindset of duality, who got you pregnant? If you birthed your traumas, who your baby daddy? A trauma. Ooh, that trauma look just like his daddy. You get it? In the sense of the Virgo cycle, you only birthing what you holding on to. What you holding on to might have already impregnated you, because you already had that fear or that doubt. We can't always go with fear. Even though fear is a component, you can't always just label that as fear. Sometimes doubt is the fear. So the Virgo energy for this whole reading will be, you are the created trick. You are the creatrix. You are what's already influenced over everything that your spirit's about to go through. And once you understand and own that, now you hit this quote-unquote spiritual journey. The energy for tomorrow, 824, is going to bring in a combination of the 22, affectionately called the Master Builder. That is essentially the spiritual journey itself. Because what are you building? You're building your thoughts into an experience. So if I'm building my thoughts into an experience, but I don't know where my thoughts are taking me, or let alone where they come from, I'm just a worker. You're just a worker ant. Holy shit, here goes your queen. Probably lost a couple of you, but you'll be alright. So again, I'll apply my rules. Spellbreaker. Aries, which is the sign I'm born under, even though we call it the first, that's the head on fire. Where'd the fire come from? You might want to look at what came before Aries. So in that sense, you might want to go backwards. Spellbreaker. Pisces. Pisces should come first because Pisces represents the feet. Pisces represent separation. Pisces represents duality. And I don't give a shit about your own analogies and what you got taught and who you studied under. That's why our asses are still here. That bullshit that we think we know is why we're still here. So, my perspective and my experience, Pisces should come first. So Pisces, in the sense of the parasitic experiment, think about what I just said. It represents duality. It's already guaranteed. It done already split you into two, and now you're about to make a choice of separation. Oops, there's that fear I told you about. There's that fear I told you about. That 3, that thought that's telling you who you are, 37, is now going to become the thought that makes you move. 3 and 5. 3 and 5. So it's fear. It's fear of what? Fear that I don't know what I am. This is identity crisis. This is identity crisis because if I don't know who I am, then I'll buy the ideology of what I got taught as what I need to believe, and I'll fight tooth and nail for it even when it won't fight tooth and nail for me. So therefore I'm drowning in my own separation and don't know how to keep still. But maybe if you keep still, you'll figure out the only thing drowning you is the shit you keep believing in. Fear-based shit. Trying to find something to hold on to hold you together, is a fool's fucking errand. If you're trying to find somebody to hold on to so that you'll feel safe enough to hold on to yourself, you've already lost. You've already submitted to the separation. You're already drowning because you've already lost you in search of something else that's going to show you you, but oops. You now become the master of your own separation. You become Aquarius. You become affectionately needing to alienate from what you think and perceive to be harm. But if you understand that, the harm was already in your mind. It was the thought of fear that you held on to, and that motherfucker got your plentifulness. That thought of fear that you hold on to will keep on birthing in everything you think. And that's life in general. You can't even argue with me on that shit. Hell, a lot of y'all live under fear-based doctrines. Everything that you believe in is steeped in fear, so much to the point to where you love the fear that it teaches you. But trust you not your own understanding. Aquarius, masters of your own separation. Enslaved, masters of your own separation. Why? Because you already lost. Remember we started with a 37? You down here at a 27. You already lost all your potential. Because the only thing you know is that I see myself. 2, connection, where you see. 7, myself. I see myself where I'm already enslaved. Holy shit. The Leviathan. The Grand Snake. The Grand Snake is what? Knowledge. The Uraeus, if you understood that. So if you're already connected to your own fear, you've already enslaved yourself to everything it shows you. And remember this, in the sense of this reading about a parasitic universe, it is only trying to show you the maximum amount of experience that we collectively keep on investing in. If you invest in something that's not going to show you what you want to see, never expect to see it. If you are investing in something that is showing you what you want to see, expect to keep seeing it. But also have the awareness to see where something is putting that in danger. We don't think that way. We sponsor systems that keep us in separation and stupidly expect that shit to show us wholeness. We worship things that never show up, but make excuses for why they don't show up, and then blame each other for when shit go bad. Stupidity. enslavement to the fear that you plentifully create because you won't stop destroying yourself. Capricorn, you won't stop destroying yourself. Why? Because it's all in your head, and your need to master what's going on in your head instead of stop enslaving yourself to what's going on in your head. You your own victim. You your own struggle. You are your own struggle. Why? Where's that strength at? That strength is in you battling with that snake. Holy shit. You battling with that snake that done already got you drowned. Wholeness. Because your fear of stopping, birthing, what's destroying you. Let your life tell your tale. Not let your tail tell you what life is. Oops. Because sometimes that tail, T-A-L-E, will have your tail, T-A-I-L, telling, T-E-L-L-I-N-G, yes, I can spell, a bunch of motherfucking lies that rule over you. But you the victim. Hi, what's this realm? Victimology 101. I didn't do this to myself. I ain't never coming back to this realm. Okay. So, Capricorn, okay. You're going to become Sagittarius, the hunter. But what are you hunting? I'm hunting to find me. Work with me. The spiritual journey is about me finding myself. Well, who the fuck are you? If you're about to go on a journey to find you, who are you now? I'll tell you who you are. You that person that has already fell prey to what got you enslaved because you ain't smart enough to let go of the fear of keep on creating it. So you keep on trying to find creation in it when its creation was designed to destroy you. Yet it was you. But to be fair, it wasn't even you. It was just the thought of what you can become. Oops. Sagittarius, sitting here with a torch already lit, trying to go find the fire. On a search party for yourself, as yourself, with yourself, through yourself, for yourself, to yourself, but you don't know who the fuck you are. Oops. See what happened here? You were the creatrix. You were the creatrix of all this shit. Now you just the plentifulness of everything you starring in. You took a 2-point reduction. Holy shit. You took a 2-point reduction. You separated yourself. What was the trick in the parasitic universe? You separate yourself and then falling in love. Loads of vast energy. L-O-V-E. Loads of vast energy. Falling in love with everything that you separated yourself into. But when you separated yourself into everything that you created, you forgot you was a creator. You just wanted to be the star. You just wanted to be the star. But starring in what? My spiritual journey to go find me. Hey fool, you are you. No, that's not who I am. This is just the traumas of what I'm going through. But who's putting you through it? Me. But I'm going to hold everybody else accountable for what I'm going through. Because I ain't ready to keep my punk ass still. Why? Because you Ophiuchus. You're hiding from yourself. The hidden one, Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. But wait a minute. As I've already shown you, that serpent is already what got you enslaved. But yet you keep on fighting it. But yet the serpent was you. It's me versus me. I'm struggling with myself. Holy shit, pop. Stop it. In the parasitic universe, yes. Everything has a reflection. In the parasitic universe. In the parasitic universe, separation is the sickness. Separation causes reflection. Reflection causes projection. Projection causes prismatic existence. Prismatic existence calls for parasitic function in infinite fashion with eternal consequences. Holy shit, all measurements of separation. All because one motherfucker wouldn't put it up and keep still. Oops. So you hiding from yourself. What am I hiding from? The fact that I was the one that separated me from the plentifulness, but I'm going to go on a journey and find it out here anyway. But you took it from yourself. Yeah, but shh. I ain't trying to hear that. Shh. I ain't trying to hear that I energetically invested myself into any measurement of separation. So I'm just trying to find the best measurement of separation to stop separating me. Oops. So, Ophiuchus, you hide from the fact that none of this is you. All of it is you in separation. Anything that comes out of that pie hole, you in separation. Anything that comes out of my pie hole, you in separation. Just the perspective might be the one that tells you stop separating yourself so much so that you can start to see more. But it don't make sense. You wanna know why? Because you keep on parasitically trying to find yourself and what already parasitically then ate your asshole inside out. Ophiuchus, you hiding from yourself. Oops. You're gonna succumb to that thought sooner or later. That thought, that 3, ain't gonna show you shit. That hermit, that king of earth, that's gonna make it to the mountaintop. Holy shit, when he got there, he realized, holy shit, I was already on fire. See, we're gonna tie in some analogies. I fear I've integrated my people into a burning fire. Yeah, we try to tell you that shit. But you wanted to go on that journey anyway. And then when you got to the mountaintop, what you thought you were going to see wasn't there, but your ass was already on fire. Maybe you should stop and put out the fires before you went on a journey. Oops. Because if you don't put out your own personal fires while you're going on a journey, not only are you burning yourself, but you're burning everything that you come into contact with. Phoenix energy. Ophiuchus just became a phoenix. How did he become a phoenix? When he went into separation with himself. Or herself. Non-gender specific. The person that wrestles with their own energy only ignites the fire on themselves. The creation of an Ouroboros circle. But the creation of the perception of an Ouroboros circle before you can trick a being into dumping its energy into the experience. It's just the shell. This is the shell. Yeah. Any perception of calendar, any measurement of time, any system, Gregorian, Mayan, Hindu, Somali, don't matter. None of this shit is us. It's just us trying to make sense of the best separation to make me feel good. Holy shit, ego. Ophiuchus. Ego. You're going to succumb to that thought that then showed you nothing by making your dumbass create everything. And when I say dumbass, I'm saying that in the sense to where the original being that would not keep itself still and signed a contract called separation. Only that contract of separation was called expansion. Didn't contract itself and hold itself together. It contracted itself and pulled itself apart. And now it's angry. Scorpio energy. Now it's angry because to succumb means I'm gonna die. But before you kill me, I'm gonna kill you. Holy shit, Scorpio energy. See, you ain't gonna just kill me. I'm gonna kill you first. Vengeance. Vengeance. That 33. Scorpio energy. I ain't gonna be no genie. I ain't bound to this shit. I'm gonna take some losses. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna get rid of everything around me that is not working for me. Yeah, everything around you is you. I like that. But if you're new to me, I apologize because as a contrarian, there's a hole in everything. Small circles, circle, no holes. Circle, no squares. Then there's no need for size. Size doesn't matter until you play a part. Get it? Size doesn't matter. It don't matter whether you're small or big when the circle is just you. But when you play the game of inclusion, separation, now size matters and shapes can harm. Quick science class. Inside the human mind is this metal. Actually, it's a gemstone, but it's a crystal. We call magnetite. it helps filter energy around the lining of the skull. Historically, it was spherical in shape, but because of the inundation of radiation and GMOs and false foods and stagnation of the human mind, it's now becoming sacred geometrical, which means it no longer processes energy in a whole fashion. It takes it through systems of dimensionality. So you want to know why the mind is becoming more fragmented? Because the devices in the mind that held it together are now sponsoring energies that help pull that motherfucker apart. Why? Because that's what the mind is asking for. The mind doesn't want wholeness. The mind, in the sense of a parasitic universe, the basis for this reason, is just trying to find the right thought that it can unbind itself from to set it free. But at no point did that one thought remember that it was just the summation of the thinker. No. By definitely, Kalina. Hi. There are plenty of us that would like for things to stop playing in separation, but there's also plenty of things in separation that just want to keep using parts of the separation for what's going to get you wholeness. It does not take years. That's exactly what I'm just saying. And I'm not trying to be funny to you, but when you start using the perception of what you think you know, or the perception of what's been placed here to keep your mind in containment, if you're trying to use the contents of what got the genie enslaved as what's going to set the genie free, summon a genie and see how much that motherfucker worked for him. You cannot use what puts you in separation. Holy shit. Teaching this class for years. You cannot use what got you enslaved as what's going to keep you free. You'll just find different levels of freedom in your enslavement. No, I know. No, people in general, if you would only sponsor, like what you said, enjoy life and make beautiful things. Hell yeah. Indulge. But understand what you're indulging in and where it came from. Because if you only indulge in making things beautiful and living life, the conditionalities of the human mind, where people have already been bought into different systems of greed and racism and separatism factions and things like that, if one person only focuses on what's good for them in their set, it almost always nowadays is going to separate another section. You understand what I'm saying? So where you teach in one section to love and live and all this other shit, the other side is still now caught on the other end of the teeter-totter. Balance. That dirty word, balance. That 69, which is really all it is, somebody getting fucked. In a 69, Humpty's nose is going to tickle your rear. Somebody going to take a loss. Remember, Scorpio was only trying to figure out where the losses came from. But where did the losses come from? Again, you're seeing everything that I keep telling you, I'm warning you about. If you use these systems of separation and all the parameters and all the knowings within this container that always kept us contained, is what's going to set you free. The only thing you're going to do is contain yourself and what set you free, but make you feel better about being enslaved. Any system of measurement you're going to ever come up with is still a faction of separation. It is still a ill-used ionic investment. But that's just my advice. It don't have to be. That's just a perception. It don't have to end up being separation. See, if you put 100 people in a room and you tell yourself everybody ain't going to agree, you've already invested into their energy to help streamline somebody's thought processes into that. But if you come into there with the positivity of neutrality, no, this is what must be done, we have to do it, then you could probably get everything done. But the way the human mind is conditioned, getting back into that magnetite, we don't operate out of wholeness. We operate out of fragmentation, sacred geometry. So we're just trying to find the most efficient, energetic output. Holy shit, spiritual journey. We just trying to find the best path, which is the least path of separation, that we don't even understand when we're sponsoring on separation, even when we're speaking on wholeness. So we become Scorpio in that sense. We become bound to what's already got us. Put it like this. The jinn is one of the most strongest things. Metaphysically, being-wise, the jinns have a very, very, very astute reputation. Yet they're still not the top of the food chain. You understand that? So if they can be enslaved and bound and things like that, energetically captured, there's still something else that can put them in danger. Scorpio, this is operating out of the sense of endangerment. I love you too. I love you too. So, Scorpio, you got to remember where you came from. Where'd I come from? Libra. Oops. Sorry. I came from Libra. I came from balance. Holy shit, for years I've been telling you, balance is a trick. Balance is an investment in my separation, because now there's another point that can make me level. Balance, like I put in my write-up for tomorrow's energy, balance is the only thing guaranteed to keep account. An account, as in my money is in the bank, and a count, as in somebody is evaluating. Libra establishes a balance, so now there's something to see. Parasitic Universe loves balance, because as long as you look at things in a sense of duality, you'll never see things from a position of wholeness, which means I don't give a fuck about what that sacred clown's saying. You motherfuckers work for me, and I shall rejoice in you burning yourself. Holy shit, you see what that creatrix did right there? See, after she gave birth, that's that thought that gave birth to who you think you are. But as I showed you, you are only you in the Phoenix cycle. When you get to that Libra energy, I'm going to rejoice in my duality. See, there go that goddess again. There go that creatrix. And she just loves you being on fire. She has no investment in whether you win or lose your experience. Just apply your energy. Affectionately, if you've been following me for about 7 years, my experience with that energy is called malice. More affectionately, ember. If you know anything about an ember is at the beginning of a spark. Once you get an ember and then a spark, whoosh, there's your flame. Rejoice in connecting to your potential. 2 + 1, there go that 3 again. If I can connect to the thoughts that's going to show me potential, then I could potentially find me. What I tell you about that Sagittarius, going on a journey trying to find yourself without knowing who the fuck you are. Holy shit. 336. Ooh. Going on a journey without knowing who you are means that you'll rejoice in everything that you go through that makes you feel safe. See, I know my toxicity, and I know it's not my life cycle, because I had a reading, and in my Akashic life cycle, 337 is the one that I'm going to get off of Earth. But right now, I'm only on 289. Or, they did me wrong, and I'm going to treat everybody else wrong after them. Huh? Every second is a movie. Huh? You're going to rejoice in your delicious destruction because of your capacity to be the Phoenix. You have learned to master your separation so much to the point to where you don't want to be free. Oops, ill use of ions. Emotional investment. You potentially love your struggle. Just to help you a little bit, you potentially love your struggle because you are the 333. You are the thought that has manipulated the soul into manifesting a mind that is now encompassing a body, the vessel, to establish the account. How do you keep record of the experiences? You invest in the experiences, and you leave a trail of experiences so you can gauge experiences, so the next experience can be an experience that might be better than the last one, but never make it to the fucking end. Because once you get to the end of infinity, add one more. So you become Libra, the illusion, the ill-used ions. Why? Because of state maintaining my wholeness, I'm out here trying to find balance. And now you have an open account to keep your ass on zero. It's not them draining you. It's just you not holding yourself together. Victimology. Excuse me. Now we right back at Virgo. Where you had a chance to keep your ass still and let go of all them motherfucking traumas. But I birthed them. And I love them. What's that movie with Macaulay Culkin? I'm dating myself a little bit here. I think it was The Good Son. Sometimes you gotta let them motherfuckers go. Oops. Sometimes you gotta let them motherfuckers go because they'll pull you apart. 3 in 1. That thought got all your potential. Holy shit. That thought that you birthed now has all of your potential because it has all of your attention. Attention. My awareness, intention. And now I'm being pulled apart and I'm going to fight to hold myself together. But that thought is cute. I birthed it. So let him cook. Says Source. Let him cook. Let's see where this thought can take me. Only remember the parasitic universe found out there is no end. You gonna give me back my power? Yeah, when I get to the end. You sure? Yeah, when I get back to the end, says the thought to the thinker. I'll let you be you. Okay. Thought got to the end. It said, +1. Now you forever pulled apart as the thinker, but your thoughts that took your ass everywhere. Oh, gosh. Contract. The contract clause. Truth in words, but shh. So, from Libra, we went to Virgo, where you already pulled yourself apart, and you are in a timeless cycle of pulling yourself apart, trying to figure out how to put yourself together. Let me hurry up, I gotta go get my kids. And from Virgo, you go back into Leo. You're gonna keep giving your power into everything that already got you energetically generated and operated, which means you become the ego. You are the power plant for this experience and separation, because you're no longer worried about who birthed it, you just worried about what got created. Oops, deceit. That 3, told you that motherfucker ain't gonna set you free. That 3 that was supposed to be showing you the potential ain't showed you nothing but more 3s. But it's not a lie. The thought was the potential, but you gave it all your energy. Yeah, I gotta go get my kids. So from Virgo, we went to Leo. From Leo, we're gonna go to Cancer. You your own sickness. You your own sickness. Holy shit. You ordered your own destruction, Kali Ma. You ordered your own destruction because the potential was in the foundation, but the foundation was your traumas. Wholeness, and thank you. So from Cancer, you go into Gemini. You just tried to master the separation. Remember, Pisces was the point of separation that said, holy shit, I'm about to drown myself. Gemini is the point of separation that thinks that I have the keys to the program to set myself free. Oops, right back at this shit here. Right back at this shit here. You just trying to find balance in the recycle point. So from Gemini, where you just went back through another recycle point and trapped your whole fucking self again, now you trying to find things from a sense of duality so much to the point where your duality has a duality within its duality, which means your duality is multi-fucking plicity. Hard-headed. Now you run into stubborn-ass Taurus, stuck in your own shit. Holy sheep shit, Batman. Stuck in your own shit. Stuck in an ill use of ions, waiting on it to set you free. So, once you get back there, now you hit Aries, the mind on fire. But where'd the mind get caught on fire at? Everything we just went through. Your subscription to everything that put you in separation as what's going to put you in the wholeness is why your mind never gets free. You keep on embracing this shit. But that shit was merely your fear. The whole has no parts. The whole has no definition until the whole has holes. Wholeness. Nope. Did you see me charge you? Nope, not at all.